Hey there, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper, and today's junk journal is pretty special. Wedding season is coming up, so I thought I would check to see if I had enough ephemera to make an antique wedding junk journal, and I did. So here we go. I just packed this one with all kinds of wedding themed antique and vintage ephemera and treasures. It's really quite special. You'll see on the cover here, I've used these antique leather gloves, these white leather gloves. They're gorgeous. And you can see how old they are by these snaps, which I tried to do some research on that I can pass along to the new owner, whoever that may be. I'm going to put it in my Etsy shop shortly. In between the two gloves here, I have added this 1948 wedding photo. That's Bill and May Stinson, and you can always replace that with one of your own and pop this into one of the many pockets inside. I used antique lace as part of this tablecloth here. That came to me very damaged, but I was able to salvage some of this beautiful lace. This was a chapter title out of Lavender and Lace from 1903, Bride and Groom chapter. And then I've just got some vintage faux beads down here, and this is an actual vintage wedding dress piece here from the early 70s. Let me take you on a little journey through here and show you all of the wedding themed ephemera in here. No commercial or digital products. Everything is real, and it's just so much fun. What a great keepsake. So here is a vintage from the 70s bridal shower invitation. And it's funny, one of the ways you can tell if something is vintage is look for a code, one of the barcodes on the back. If it's a barcode, it's likely not vintage. That one is from the 70s. It came in its original package. That's how I knew. And then this is the original first page of this book, which is from 1938, I believe, 1933, sorry. So it's almost 100 years old. Selected readings from much loved books. So it had the word love in it. And this pocket I made out of a chapter page from an antique book called The Wedding Gift. Perfect, right? Now, I made this pocket down here out of vintage crochet, but look at this. I've had this for quite a long time, and I always knew it was going to be in a wedding journal because it's the something blue. Gotta have something blue in all my wedding journals, which was actually pointed out to me by a customer who emailed me that request. Sorry, I'm pulling off a little thread here. Look at this beautiful tatting. You don't see tatting very often, and I mean, this much is just unbelievable. But as you can see, this was purposely folded like this by someone over the past 70 years or so. Look at how pretty that is. So anyways, I left it just as it is so that somebody could use that if they wanted. Any way they like. Now this page here is vintage as well from the My Storybook collection, or sorry, my book house collection. See the little mice there getting married? That's sweet. That's so wonderful. And then this is a beautiful vintage table runner with some embroidery on it. And then this here is fantastic. This is a proof photo from a wedding from Buffalo, New York. Look at this beautiful bride and groom. Aren't they sweet? I love that so much. So they live there. You can have lots of fun with that. I've got some little bits of doily there. I pulled that from an antique music book. I love him. I pulled this one here because it looks to me like they are a pair of Melba Finches, a little husband and wife there. I'm pretending. And then I have this gorgeous piece here from 1913. He loves me not. Sorry, I'm not on camera there. Isn't that cool? I like that. Made this little pocket here out of the Fairy in the Woods book. We got this lovely little couple looking into each other's eyes. I think it's beautiful. This is from 1850, Marriage a la Mode. Isn't that fantastic? You can just see that beautiful staining from the opposite plate on the other page. This is from the 1950s here, so 70 years old. Little wedding there. You can see the little flower girls here, just adorable. This here is from the 1930s. It is how you would make a wedding invitation if you were working on that. So we've got wedding anniversaries down here, and there's the invitation. I love it. I'm so pleased with that page. And then this is a botanical page because I thought they could be a beautiful wildflower bouquet. And I have to put flowers in everything, right? Isn't this awesome? A doll outfit. I was going to cut it off out of this page and reuse the other pieces, but it's so fun all together. So it's all these little doll clothes, but of course we have to have that one in the wedding journal, right? and party dresses on the other side that you might even wear to a wedding if you were a little girl going to a wedding. So that's pretty precious, that piece here. Just made this belly band out of some trim. Another wonderful My Book House image here. 52 years old, I believe that one is. And it's got the little kitty and owl getting married. And look at this great advertisement. That is also from an antique magazine. Sensational value. Diamond rings. Look at that. Simulated diamonds. $1. $1. Love's Messenger. ×2, I love you. The words to that old song. This is from the 50s here. The bridesmaids, or sorry, 70s. The bridesmaids clean forgot. That is Chantilly lace from a vintage wedding dress. Now look at this from the 1800s. This is all diamonds of the world. And I thought that was fun for a wedding book, for the diamond rings. Okay, so this here is amazing. This is an original Arborite sample from the 1940s, and it's glossy white on one side, and it actually looks glossy white on both sides, but that is the original Arborite sample, and of course white for weddings. Now this is unbelievable. This was in the back of a book that I was taking apart, and it's actually the words, I believe, either to a poem or a song that somebody wrote. You can see they went together here and even had that on the back of it. And it's a beautiful, I love you truly, truly dear. So I think he wrote the words to a song that has already been written, but it's fascinating. It's beautiful. And the owner of this journal gets to have that. Wouldn't it be funny if it was an original song or the original artist worth $8 million? This here, the Birds Courting Song. So that's perfect. Now this is a wonderful vintage 1950s embroidery iron-on transfer. You can even, when you get it, you can feel the bumpy piece here that you would iron on to a tea towel or a pillowcase or something, and that's got the bride on it there. And I turned it into a pocket here. And on this page, I know, can you believe I have all this wedding stuff? It's just crazy. But this might be it for a while because I used an awful lot. So up here is a craft that you can make for a marriage certificate. Can you see that up here? And this one is June 24, 1953. So crafts that you can do as a wedding gift. Brilliant. Brilliant. I love it so much. Okay, this is just a gorgeous image. The White Girl by Whistler. Beautiful painting there. Another hilarious advertisement here. You ready for this? Honeymoon Love Drops. Secret Aroma helps win the one you love. I mean, that's so funny. This is from 1920. Just got the two wrens, little couple of birds there in love. This is a Norwegian bride. I thought that was fun to have. They don't always have to look traditional because that's traditional for Norway. Another great little storybook page title here. No longer second best. So we've got the bride and the maid of honor. It's just funny. There is some wonderful little beautiful women here that I like to pretend are going to a wedding. More of that gorgeous Chantilly lace, just stunning. Some journaling space here. Here's another Through the Fairy Halls, My Book House series from the 70s. Horse getting married there. And here we go. This is a vintage thank you card that never got used, but it was in somebody's wedding box from a wedding. Isn't that lovely? And then I turned this old book cover into a journaling tag, and it's got the original engagement announcement there. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And then this pocket here, also from an antique book chapter page called Happy Days. This is from a 1924 music sheet, and it's called Cherish, I Love You. And I love it. Oh, Miss Hannah, a charming little Southern song. Vintage crochet here. And look at this. This is beautiful. Two Edwardian women here. Look at them. They're just all ready for their wedding. Look at the waist on this one. Okay. This is a beautiful poem by Thomas Moore that was in an antique book about love. It's quite special. And there's that 1923 music page there again, the flip side. And of course, I put in this page with churches for those who get married in a church, might be something special. And then another Keats poem here on the back, just gorgeous. So I hope you love this as much as I loved making it. It's very special. You can email me below if you ever want to give me an idea of a journal you want specially made. And please don't forget to subscribe. Come back soon. Bye for now.